Have you also
Boy!
Have you also
Oh shit, son.
Also, have you even heard of that game? Because the game's kind of unknown. But the people that know about it say it's an underrated PS2 gem.
It is a gem, man. I can see the gem within it.
It's considered a gem. I can feel Sean's disdain.
What? I'm sorry.
Can you not
yes.
see the gem within Steve?
It's
Carson,
like-
Sean? Come on, man.
It's like how in Dragon Ball Z you can sense energy. I can just feel the disdain.
I can feel the salt.
I mean, I didn't make it as far as Brian did, and that's not saying much because he only made it like he only beat one boss more than me. And you know that the whole time I played that game, I was like, what
Anyone
the
ready
hell?
for fishing?
I mean,
No.
what? No.
I'd-
Do you want to? Do you give them the accurate representation of what happened? Because I remember you were like, "Oh, this next thing is going to be really hard," and I literally walked up, picked the thing up, threw it at it, and you were like, "What?"
To see if anyone else has Sean's control problem,
No, Brian sees the thing shoot at him, and as soon as the thing shoots at him, he like runs up, like with completely reckless abandon, and grabs the thing and throws it without a second thought.
I have tried.
And I'm like, this is why I suck at fighting games. I don't think like that. I just got better at fighting games
I mean,
by
I was-
watching Brian do that one action than I have actually playing fighting games.
Like, he sat there, and I sat there, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Well, man, it's ranged. It obviously doesn't seem to have any close range ability, which means it's zoning me, and the counter to zone is grapple." And so I went up, and I grabbed him, and, you know.
I have tried to find videos on Steambot Chronicles, but I can't. No one wants to play it.
There are videos, you just have to look for them.
Okay.
I just don't like the game. I'm not dissing anyone who does. I mean, you like what you like, but I cannot stand that game. And there are not too many games that I drop because I hate them.
I just want you to know that I just sat there, and I got 6 levels by making her sing. And that's it.
To kind of get back to the point I was trying to make, like I said, I'm not going to name names because I don't, again, want to come off as a raging douchebag, but I have seen certain...
Fuck off.
But I have seen, like I said, not going to name names, certain people talking about certain games, and these people had said that, like, they would not do certain side quests or things in a game because of, basically the story in it.
Okay, but let me...
Because of basically story reasons.
But let me point this out. So, if you had, say... So obviously, if Carson's playing a game where there's a side quest, and there is a really good reward, he doesn't care about the story. But let me point it out this way. Say there's a side quest that you end up starting, and there is no reward. Would you still play it if it had an engaging story?
Probably not.
The only side quests we have done in Breath of the Wild were the ones to get the town that basically has all the best items in it, and the one to get the Thunder Helm.
I'm just saying, if it didn't have an engaging story, I mean, you'd probably drop it. Like, oh, I don't really care about this. But if the game convinced me to care about it, I would play the side quest for no reward. It's just part of the game.
I think that basically every moment that you basically ask your player, "Hey, just sit down and listen to this," should be rewarded with some kind of thing. Or not really with some kind of thing, so to speak, but it should have some kind of purpose in general.
Because it's
a
game.
Like if I was to basically make something, and if I was to basically go off of the, let's say I had a game, let's say it's an RPG, just so it's coherent, and I used a system similar to Persona's social link system. And I basically had the player have a social link with somebody that they couldn't see, behind the door. Basically, that player, they went to that person's house certain days, and all they did was listen to that person talk about, so basically tell a story about their life. And they had to do that 10 times. I, as a game designer, would want the reward for basically having my player either listen to some voice actor, say all the words, or read all the words, have some kind of good reward. Because I'm literally asking my player to stop playing the game and listen to this, which normally would have, which is probably something story-based.
Guys, we're done!
And would
Oh
probably...
my gosh, I'm so glad. I hate the machine. Anyway, but no, okay, wait. So,
Well,
okay,
done.
Persona. You know, you have to do... Okay, so let's say you do the social link. It's like, okay, that's me like side quest. If you do level 9 social link in games prior to 5, because 5 is the first one that gave you benefits for just doing social links. In 3 and 4, if you do not max out the social link, you don't get a reward. Now, if you max it out, you do get the reward that you can fuse the best persona of that Arcana. It could also be a prize that you don't end up capitalizing on, but you can then. But let's see. But what if the optional side quest was like a whole dungeon or an area that, technically speaking, when you completed it, didn't do anything. Now, there might be treasures or things in there that could get you stuff, but it didn't actually do anything.
That sounds like a lot of games.
What would that be? Would you play that dungeon or side quest?
Depending on what was
Okay, but
possibly.
it's not the same argument. Now, I mean, yeah. If you're having to like, go out of your way to like do a bunch of stuff for like absolutely nothing, and it's just like busy work.
I feel like if you have a side quest, if there's a side quest in a game, there is no way there is no reward to completing that side quest. Because if there is, that side quest should have been removed from the game.
Well, no, okay, but when you say reward, so just the area experience and the items you get from going into dungeon is not enough reward.
If you have to basically do something and you are not rewarded with an adequate amount for whatever effort you had to put in,
Thank you, Brian.
Then you shouldn't.
No, okay.
You shouldn't have to do it. Like if my side quest is kill this thing 20 times.
In Kingdom Hearts 2, there is absolutely no reason to go to Tron. You don't have to go there the second time.
Yes.
In fact, if you want to get super technical, you never have to go to the Pride Lands or Olympus Coliseum the second time. Now granted, if you want to get technical, when you beat the Pride Lands, you get a magic spell. And when you beat the Olympus Coliseum, I think you get a Keyblade. You might not. You might not get... I don't know if you get anything from the second trip to Olympus Coliseum, except that after that, you can fight in tournaments.
But you get a reward.
But what's considered a reward?
That's considered a reward.
Okay, well,
like I can honestly say that I can sit down and after playing Kingdom Hearts, and I can make the choice to go here, and if I don't have to go there, I can still make the choice to go there. And I know that if I go there and complete whatever I have to do there, I'll get something. Whether it be access to a new world, whether it be some kind of experience game,
you
some
don't
kind
have
of money.
you don't have to go back to Tron.
You don't have to go back.
There's
to
nothing there for you.
Do you get the Keyblade on the first or the second?
You might get it halfway through the second.
So then the Keyblade is a reward.
Well, yeah, but only halfway through it. You don't get anything for beating the MCP.
I swear you did.
You don't. The name of Hollow Bastion changes. In fact, and you can get an Oriakam Plus, but it's in a treasure chest outside the boss room. You do not have to fight that boss. You get a bonus level up, so I guess maybe you can say that's a reward.
I was about to say, I thought you got a bonus level up.
So we don't care what we get, as long as we get something.
In general, yes.
So Brian's argument is it doesn't matter what I'm handed as long as I'm handed something for doing it.
It's something that is adequate to the effort that I put.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Law of
But what if you don't use magic?
Well, see, what do you mean? Like, what I don't... Well, see,
what
I'm saying is that if I put in an hour... If I put an hour of effort into something, my reward better be sizable to the hour of effort.
Okay, but
something that is equal to an hour.
What is your estimate for time about how long it takes second Pride Lands trip?
I mean, it didn't really take too much long on any trip that I've.
Okay, but you get magnet.
Yeah.
Is that an adequate reward for having to fight that one?
It is a new spell, and if anything, based on how much I hate magic in Kingdom Hearts, that spell is a lot more useful than a lot of other spells. So
Magnet
I would
is
say yeah.
really good.
And also, this was not intentional, but can't you use Magnet to stun one of the bosses in...
Oh, okay. Then what about when you have a dungeon and there's an game where you have the optional dungeon at the end of the game? Does the boss at the end of the dungeon count as a reward? What if that boss gives you nothing except for the satisfaction?
In my opinion, optional bosses that you like beat it and people go like, oh, the rewards the satisfaction of winning, I never like that. But I also hate the best rewards being an optional boss after you've already beat the game. Because, like, oh, I got a super powerful, really good weapon, but there's, like, nothing left to use it on.
What do you get from a boss like that?
Actually, I think, what is it? I don't remember what you get. In reality, you know, Mega Man X Command Mission, you get nothing for beating Ninetales.
Okay.
You questionably get something for beating one of the other optional bosses in Drill Mole, but you get nothing for beating Ninetales, and Ninetales is technically the hardest boss in that game.
Well, I mean, but what are you supposed to get from him?
Well, in reality, you get 3 items for beating him, but in retrospect, you basically get
like,
nothing.
But what are you supposed to get?
Because those items aren't really
what are you supposed to get that's adequate for killing the last boss? I mean, like, in Final Fantasy 7, you can kill... Well, Ultima was that horrible at this example, but... I'm trying to think. I can't... I mean...
Something that's kind of
in that right, Sean, I know what you're saying, and in that right, yeah. If you can, I don't want to say you can get nothing. I want to say that you should get something, even if it's like, even if it's like, oh, well, you beat the final of final bosses in this game, and guess what you get? You get, if I'm not mistaken, in that game, you get the ability to change your scarf color.
Speaking of...
okay, in Persona 4, there is an optional boss. In order to get it, you have to jump through a couple of hurdles, but you don't have to do anything extra to get to it. You just have to go back to a dungeon you've already beat, to the top floor, which you had to do anyway, which you can warp to because you had to go up there anyway, because you had to fight an optional boss up there in the first place. The optional bosses, okay, again, so in Persona 4, there's optional bosses in every dungeon, but you have to climb up the dungeon again. And the only thing you get for killing them are, you get 2 things really. One, they're all a prerequisite for the optional boss, that optional super boss that you can get in the true ending route if you've already beat the game once.
Something that's...
And also, they give you a courage upgrade.
Something that's...
like a bonus to courage every time you beat one.
Something that's kind of a good...
And then when you beat the optional boss, which requires you to max out a social link, get the true ending twice, and fight all the optional bosses, I think, at least the second time, you know what you get? You get a bookmark that says you killed the boss.
Something that's kind of a close example here. I know I'm one in this room that played the Zero series, right? Okay, so in 0-3, like I said, this isn't ideal, but in 0-3 at the when you get to the very
now let's
basically
get why
in in 0-3 when you get to like the very end of the game, the last stage before the final
then we'll probably move on to an actual dungeon.
If you like I said, this it kind of works, but in 0-3 when you get to the next to last stage of the game, there's this path you can take, and on this path is a harder refight of Phantom from the first Mega Man Zero game. It's an optional boss, but he's not really that hard. I was able to beat him, I think, like on my first try, because the strange thing with this 03, instead of having a flat-out difficulty select, there were these doors you could go into, and if you went into these doors, it would make the game easier, because a section of the level, all of your Cyber Elves would be, yes, they're called Cyber Elves, would be active at the same time, so you would have a bunch of effects. You fight Phantom in one of these zones, but when you beat him, you get something called the Ultimate Foot Chip. In the Zero games, you could equip basically a head chip, body chip, and foot chip that do various effects. The Ultimate Foot Chip activates all of them at once, and because after you beat the final boss of all of the Zero games, you can roll the file. Because you can roll the file over in a new game, plus you could actually play through the entire game with the Ultimate Foot Chip equipped, like I have done several times. I can't play the regular game anymore. I've adjusted to the Ultimate Foot Chip too much, because the two in it I care about the most are you now have a double jump and something called the Phantom Dash, which is when you do the dash move, you have invincibility frames, so you can just go through enemies. So...
But, anyway, what I'm saying is...
So let's say this. We go back to the example I gave before, Sean. If this character had 10 sets of dialogue, you had to talk to this character on 10 different dates, and he had 10 different conversations with you, and that was just that. And it was compelling. And it was actually beneficial somehow to the story. Would you do it?
Yes. Yes, I would. Because to me, the reward in that one would at least be that, it expanded the story. If it had absolutely nothing to do with the story, and was absolutely uninteresting, no, I would not do it, because there's nothing waiting for me.
Then there you have it.
But you know, that also goes back to what you consider to be a side quest. You know, Final Fantasy 15. You know, there's lots of side quests. I mean, basically,
fighting giant mountain turtles.
I mean, if you want to get technical, I played so many side quests that that's basically what I did 90% of the game, because there's less story than there is side quests.
I
mean, just in general, the story probably take me, 3 hours.
Sounds like Borderlands.
I'm gonna say, the story probably takes me about 3 hours to beat. I bet you I beat that story in about 3-4 hours. Maybe 5.
A point...
you know how many hours I put in that game? 34.
A point I've kind of
I can safely assume that about 29 hours of my gameplay was side quests.
A point
It really wasn't even a side quest. It was getting from one part of the side, from the person who gave me the side quest to the thing they wanted me to get. And you know what you get for side quests in that game?
Nothing.
You get experience. Now granted, why did I play these side quests? Well, some of them took me to the areas where I could get the royal arms, but some of them were just because...
gonna grab this.
But none of them were compelling. You don't want to help these people. They're just like, hey, can you go take a picture for me? I'll pay you. Give you 10,000. He'll give you money. A lot of times they'll give you items, but I mean, you can buy most of the items they give you.
That's what happens in Breath of the Wild.
But you also are given like a decent amount of experience. In fact, you get more experience from side quests than you do fighting monsters. And so you take all that experience you got and some of the money you got, and you go to an inn, get double the experience. Your double hypes up. So no, there's a benefit of doing them.
This brings up...
I didn't do them for my health.
They
were busy work. It would have been I mean, I honestly can say that if they had been like the character expanding on my characters when I played the side quests, and the story would have been less without them, I would have. But they didn't give me the experience that they did playing them before. I probably would have still played them.
A point I've been trying to kind of get to, even though
Now, would I sit there and try to play Persona 4 and get every social link maxed out because I didn't think it would give me anything? Well, actually, it doesn't really give you anything extra, just for completion's sake. But each social link gives me a benefit for completing it.
A point I've been wanting to get to, because it's kind of the exception in this to some regard, is Majora's Mask. Even with that game actually making me care about the NPCs, I still do most of the side quest purely for the reward. The only reason I do the Anju Cafe quest is because
Shouldn't save in the middle of recordings, but I've got so much important shit done.
But no,
Okay,
so,
now we can actually move on.
he, oh man, I had one thing. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh.
You lost it.
I did.
I ran out the door. I got in the car and drove off.
What do you get for beating the Book of Pooh in Kingdom Hearts 1? What do you get?
technically...
You get the experience of having to have spoken to a Pooh in the woods.
Okay, when you play Kingdom Hearts 1, do you play Hundred Acre Woods?
Don't you need, items in the Book of Pooh for synthesis, or is that Kingdom Hearts 2?
You get items for synthesis.
Because, well...
I can go ahead and tell you, I didn't make Ultimate Weapon in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Well, in Kingdom Hearts 1, it's not a big deal. In Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix is a big deal.
Wow.
So,
honestly, okay, well...
I don't have Final Mix.
Honestly, while we're on that one, if you're playing Final Mix, it's not worth Ultimate Weapon. Definitely, that side quest is not worth Ultimate Weapon. I only do it because Ultimate Weapon's really good, and I like having it.
Yeah, that's...
I'm only doing it for the Let's Play. Honestly, if I sat down and played Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix right now, I probably wouldn't do it again. You know, the only reason I do it again would be is if I was playing it on Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 because I have to have a complete file.
Yeah, the synthesis and final mixes.
So, really, the only reason I'm doing that isn't even for Ultimate Weapon the reward. It's because I need a complete file.
So it's your problem.
That one is mine. But no, like, oh man, but you know, you don't play Book of the Pooh for anything in Kingdom Hearts original Kingdom Hearts 1. There is no reason to play it.
I did.
You're not given a Keyblade.
I did do it, so there has to be something.
There's nothing there. It's just because it's a world that is there to complete.
There's more you got items in at least the original Kingdom Hearts.
Completion.
You get items. There's nothing good there. Yes. No. Yes.
Yeah.
This way.
Because I'm pretty sure you walk off the map to get where you're going.
No. Oh wait.
Yep.
Yeah, the music continued.
I thought.
Yes, because that's how I remember the last one, is that you have to leave the map.
I was aware of that.
Anyway, so, but no, I mean...
Like, you literally sit there and you go through the trial of fighting Ninetales just to beat Ninetales, and then basically after the fact that, you know, you got 3 items, and all of them are, you know, useless, because that's it. There's nothing else that you need to do in the game that's so difficult that you would, you know, need it.
Hey, buddy.
So, would you do it again?
I mean, it's a challenge, so, you know.
So is the challenge a reward?
Well, I mean, that's a completely different situation.
But okay,
there,
but you don't have to be given a thing.
Well, that's the thing, though.
With what you were...
your thing is not comparable to your...
Here's a very... I can't believe I completely blanked on this. Here's a good example, that I should have realized was you talking. The Pit of 100 Trials is a good example of what not to do. It's too damn long and too damn hard, so the rewards for it are not worth it.
Well, My Princess.
Because you can't use them on anything.
In My Princess, you have that gauntlet of enemies, and what do you get? You get in every water area that has the lake, you get fairies, and when you beat them all, you can get a potion that heals you and gives you an attack boost. An attack boost that lasts about 10 seconds. But honestly, I can honestly say, after the first 10 floors, the only reason I'm still playing that, because in the first 10 floors, you have one lake that has fairies constantly. And I don't think the potion's really like an amazing reward, especially if you're down that far, you probably already have all 20 hearts. But I can safely say, when I play the pit in Twilight Princess, I'm playing it so I can beat it.
For years, the Pit of 100 Trials, because it was so hard and, like, not many people had beat it, for years there was a rumor that, the badge you got for Hooktail did...
Bonetail.
Bonetail did nothing. those rumors
Well,
are
I'm just
wrong.
saying. Wait,
but
no, you're saying that it needs to have a reward, but does it need to have a good reward, or does it just need to give you something so you have a pat on the back?
I like
feel it should
what
be-
Brian.
And when we talk about side quests, what are we talking about? What are we considering a side quest? Are we talking about a long series of fetch quests that get you nothing?
If it's
That's
a,
yeah, no.
if it
That's
does
what's
not,
never good.
if it does not precede the
Yeah.
story of the game,
Yeah, no, I
then-
can safely say, if what Carter just did with the big Goron sword got him absolutely nothing, I probably wouldn't do it. If what it gave me was like 20 rupees, I would not do it, especially since I just watched Carter grab like so many 20 rupees and his money's maxed out right now.
I'll get a wallet upgrade soon.
But now, if you told me there was like a really like a story segment that expanded Ganondorf's lore
holy,
in that side quest, I might be compelled to do it. You know, you can just roll right past it. You think it's way too hard with this? Like seriously, I just roll past him.
yeah, when you get this close, you just.
No, I do. I just roll past him.
yeah,
You also could have done that.
if you,
This is the only enemy like this in the entire game.
He's preparing you for something.
No, he actually isn't.
But no, like
Something, man.
no,
so no. If I'm sitting,
nope,
so no, but if
not
I'm
in the least, Brian.
But if-
Not in the least.
But if you know, I have a very story-driven game, and there are side quests that can help expand on the game's story and maybe even lore, and they help me understand the overarching plot of the story, but don't really do much else. I'll probably still play them as long as I
Eh,
Okay.
like the story that I'm playing.
again, the
If I don't like the story I'm playing, I'm gonna be like, that seems like a pain in the ass.
the funny thing
But
here.
But if it's the same situation where it also gives me like a gun that does like 500 damage, and that's a lot of damage whatever game I'm playing, I'll be like, this is stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It'll give me a good thing.
Yeah, and the funny thing is.
But now if you're gonna sit, you have to like sit there and like, I feel like it's a situational thing in there, because she's almost max.
So,
Anyway, but no, so if I'm playing a story-driven game with a story that I care about, because when I play a story-driven game, I tend to care about the stories. Unless it's a bad story, in which case I don't care about the story. And then, if there are side quests that are there to expand the story, I want to play them, because I want to know more about the world I'm playing in.
Smoke bomb.
If I'm playing a non-story-driven game, yeah, I want something for my side questing.
okay, guys. So my question of the day is, do you guys think a side quest needs to give you a reward that is equal to the time and energy you put into the side quest? Or do you think a side quest is fine as long as it expands the lore or has an enjoyable story? Or are you cool with a side quest as long as it gives you something, no matter how substantial or insubstantial that something is? As I said in the video, I feel the side quest should reward you with something that is equal to the time and energy it took you to complete the side quest. Otherwise, I think it's a pointless waste of time. But anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to bitch y'all for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.